When the second half of the Robert Mueller report came out, there was a lot of information in there that said that at the time, the White House counselor, Don McGahn, had carried out a lot of orders that Donald Trump asked him to do that McGahn felt were either inappropriate or quite possibly illegal. And after finding that out from the Mueller report, Democrats in the House of Representatives issued a subpoena for McGahn to come and testify to them and explain what exactly he meant by carrying out orders by the president that he felt were illegal. Donald Trump, of course, blocked McGahn from going to testify. They said, nope, we have immunity. We're not going to let Don McGahn or anyone else from the White House, current or former, go and testify in front of you. That was 7 months ago that this happened. Well, yesterday, finally, a federal judge issued a ruling on this case and said, guess what, Donald Trump? You are not a king. That was in the ruling, by the way. And yes, Don McGahn, you can, in fact, go and testify. You still have all your legal rights when you testify. You know, we're not taking away your rights, to claim the Fifth Amendment, your freedom of speech, none of that. You still have all the legal rights a normal person would have. But you cannot ignore a subpoena. There is no such thing as blanket immunity, and you're going to go testify. I want to read this little snippet here from the actual ruling itself because it's so damning against Donald Trump. Stated simply, the primary takeaway from the past 250 years of recorded American history is that presidents are not kings. This means that they do not have subjects bound by loyalty or blood whose destiny they are entitled to control. Rather, in this land of liberty, it is indisputable that current and former employees of the White House work for the people of the United States and that they take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Moreover, as citizens of the United States, current and former senior level presidential aides have constitutional rights, including the right to free speech, and they retain these rights even after they have transitioned back into private life. Meaning, you've got your constitutional rights, buddy, even though you're no longer the White House counsel, but you can't be prohibited from going and testifying in front of Congress. And again, this is related to what was said in the Mueller report. So this is kind of old news. The hearing is not, or the ruling, is not, because it just came down yesterday. But this could have very serious ramifications for the current hearings happening in the House of Representatives, because Donald Trump has made the same claim about the people he's prohibited from testifying before Congress that he did back in the Mueller days. And that is, we've got blanket immunity. You can't call my people to testify. They've been prohibiting people inside the White House from going and speaking about the Ukraine scandal, just like they did about the Mueller report. And this judge says, nope, not going to fly. That can't happen. So, of course, the Trump administration is absolutely going to appeal this. But with any luck, judges further down the line, possibly even the Supreme Court, may end up agreeing with this federal judge. Because after all, as we've said, if you give the White House blanket immunity, you also run the risk of giving the next Democratic president, because eventually we'll have another one, they would also enjoy that same immunity, and that's when it's going to come back to bite those Republicans. So they're not willing to take the chance right now to say that the White House is in fact above the law, because they know eventually they're not going to control the White House anymore. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.